All right, now we're going to look at ABC, which is activity-based costing. It's a different way of allocating shared costs. So you can think of it as one of the overhead cost allocation techniques, but it really is can be used for more than just overhead type costing. There are 4 steps. So one, you have to identify activities and their related costs. So rather than just accumulating costs by department area, we get more specific and we look to particular activities and their related costs. And we trace those overhead costs to different cost pools. So we try to track it perhaps by product, the number of steps that might occur in a particular department area or a number of steps that occur in a particular activity. Then we calculate the relative activity rate, and then we are going to apply those activity rates or costs per activity to the different cost objects, products perhaps, but we're going to be allocating then the costs based on these cost activities. So let's look at an example. Let's say we've got 2 products. So we make toys, and we make bears and duckies. And the customer service area that fields calls from customers, the estimated department cost is $250,000. And the estimated number of calls that they field is 10,000 for the period. So really you have to have a staff of customer service people. You have to pay them by the hour, and over the course of the year it costs you, $250,000, and you expect that they're going to be able to field 10,000 calls. It isn't necessarily the most helpful information to just say, well, half the cost should go to bears or half the cost should go to duckies, or maybe split it based on their sales volume. That may or may not necessarily represent the most accurate way of allocating the costs. So first we need to know, what does each customer service call cost the company? And then once we'll have that information, then we can start to think of different schemes for allocating that cost. So it seems intuitive, if you're going to spend $250 and you're going to field 10,000 calls, that in reality then, each time a customer is calling the service center, it's costing the company about $25 per call, right? So it's like an averaged amount. Now, let's say 650 calls are received because the bears' noses are falling off and people are calling to complain and ask for either glue or a replacement or just to complain. So 650 calls times $25 a call is $16,250, and that should be charged to the bears, right, to the production costs or cost of goods sold related to bears, and the bears would be the cost object. What if, then in contrast, 150 calls are received for broken squeakers in the little duckies? So 150 calls times $25 per call gives us $37.50, and that should be charged to the duckies. And it may be that for every bear that's sold, there's 1 ducky sold, but more calls are coming in because of the bears, so the bears should get allocated more of the call center cost. And if they're tracking where these calls are, why they're being made, why are we receiving calls about the bears, then management and production know to go back and look at how the bears are being made. Maybe they need to use better glue, or in the case of the squeakies, in the duckies, maybe they need to obtain them from a different source, a better quality manufacturer. We need to fix our manufacturing process. So ABC is more complicated to set up, but once it's set up, it provides more specific information to management, more useful information to management, and it allows for more specific cost tracking, which if we were in a sort of bid environment, tracking our actual cost makes for us to have better bids put out, not too high, not too low, and so in the long run the firm can be more profitable.